Welcome back to Channel 5 News at noon. Your time is 12:23. It is very warm and humid out there, folks, even though we do have relatively cloudy skies. Check out these temperatures. 89 degrees in McAllen and Brownsville to 86 right now in Harlingen as well as here in Weslaco. But that dew point factored in, boy, does it make it feel even hotter. I mean, it feels like the mid to upper 90s out there. And that tells us that we have a lot of moisture really building up in our atmosphere. Let's take a look right now at the First Storm 5 satellite, and you can see those thick clouds developing overhead after the storms moved out of the way this morning. Then we had a brief moment where we saw some sunshine, and now those clouds continue to thicken up. Now, in terms of rain, we're not seeing much activity, but if you look to the south of Brownsville, you do see a cluster of storms developing there, and maybe just a few isolated showers popping up just south of Weslaco going near Santa Maria, and you'll see them kind of fire up here, and there they are. Really not anything too big out there to speak of as of right now, but there could be brief periods of heavy rain with any storm that does develop this afternoon. Let's look at future track, and we're going to walk you hour by hour to show you the rain potential this afternoon. Put the clock in motion. Starting at noon, we go to 1. I know that's just a short time, but you know, when we look at the potential for today, it does show these spotty showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm popping up in the second half of the day. Let's go to 4 and 5 o'clock, and you see that some of that activity starts to wind down a little bit. So this is all ahead of the cold front that will be arriving late tonight. Now keep in mind that some of those storms, like I said, could produce some heavy rain and even some gusty winds. You may even see some lightning and hear some rumbles of thunder. And then over later on this evening, about 7 or 8 o'clock, if you look over to the west or near the Sierra Madre mountains, you'll be able to see some lightning out there. And we're watching for that storm development near Zapata and even Starr County. But here's the setup right now. You know, not just a lot of rain situated to our south and to the north. You see, this is the next front. So we'll talk more about that in a second. I want to zoom out and show you all of this rain associated with the front currently that was in the area this morning. But looking at this setup, I mean, there's definitely a lot of rain headed to the east coast and even some tornado watches over northern Florida and southern Georgia this afternoon. Here we go. As we look at this particular system, it continues to kind of make its way out of the panhandle. Thing about it is, once it gets closer to the valley, we're going to have enough instability. That means that rockiness that we need to possibly get a storm that could be strong. We are in the slight risk category for severe weather determined by the Storm Prediction Center. So with that being said, we can't rule out maybe a stronger storm developing, and let's see when that can happen. We start future track at 8 o'clock tonight, and this is when we're expecting this stuff to kind of pick up a little bit more. We go into 10 and 11, and I'm putting the timing just after 10 o'clock for northern portions of the valley, and then as it makes its way through, this particular front will start to pass by and clear the valley just before dawn tomorrow. So when you look at this potential, there's a bullseye here, and there could be a few more developing over in Hidalgo County. Definitely be some heavy rain, maybe even some lightning and gusty winds. But if a severe storm does develop, there's also the potential for some hail to fall. So that's something that we'll be watching later on tonight. A lot of this stuff will be done by about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and drier, cooler air will move into the valley. Remember, all the KRGV alerts that we send out to your Facebook and Twitter can also be sent right to the palm of your hand with our KRGV weather app. It's free to download in your app store. Here we go, 94 today, followed by 69 tonight, and we will be watching for that potential for some severe thunderstorms tonight. But again, it's not a whole bunch of them. It's just maybe 1 or 2. And then we'll be back near 87, a lot less humid for tomorrow. Pretty nice. But then, hey, look at this. The heat returns just in time for Memorial Day weekend. We're back to the upper 90s, hot, breezy, and humid. On Monday, Memorial Day, there's about a 20% chance for a shower there. Overnight lows for the next couple of nights, upper 60s, but then we're back to the upper 70s by about Thursday night. And then it's definitely going to be a lot warmer. That's your updated First Storm 5 forecast. Channel 5 News at noon. We'll be right back.